Something dangerous is happening at the Emirates. Not hope, not dreams, but hunger. 3 second-place finishes. 3 years of almost. 3 years of being told they're not ready. Mikel Arteta has heard enough. Zubimendi, Gyökeres, Madueke, Nurgaard. This isn't squad building, it's weaponization. Arsenal aren't just completing their team, they're completing their revenge. And when a squad that's come second 3 times finally gets everything right, the Premier League should be terrified. When Arsenal finished second for the 3rd consecutive season, the whispers began. Maybe this is their ceiling. Perhaps they'll never get over the line. Close, but not close enough. But Mikel Arteta wasn't listening to the noise. He was studying the margins, every dropped point, every missed chance, every moment where depth failed them. While others saw failure, Arteta saw a blueprint. The injuries that crippled their title charge, fixed with surgical precision. The creative gaps when Odegaard was absent, plugged with Zubimendi's genius. The striker problem that haunted 3 campaigns, solved with Gyökeres' lethal instincts. This wasn't panic buying, this was calculated completion. Arteta stripped away sentiment and rebuilt with purpose. No more hoping academy kids could fill crucial gaps. No more praying injury lists would stay short. Every weakness identified, every solution acquired. The result? A squad that doesn't just compete, it overwhelms. Gone is the Arsenal that wilted under pressure. In its place stands something far more dangerous. A team that's learned from every near miss. A squad built to finish what they started. A machine engineered for one purpose, to never come second again. The apprenticeship is over. The masterpiece is complete. And that should terrify everyone else. There's depths, and then there's what Arsenal have assembled. 25 players who could walk into most Premier League starting 11s. 0 passengers, 0 weaknesses. In goal, David Raya stands as the Premier League's most underrated shot stopper, now backed by Kepa's Champions League winning experience. The defense, Saliba and Gabriel form an impenetrable wall, while Ben White's versatility gives Arteta tactical flexibility that managers dream of. Add Timber's pace and Calafiori's left foot precision, this backline doesn't just defend, it launches attacks. But step into midfield and things get sinister. Declan Rice, the English Colossus controlling everything. Martin Odegaard, the Norwegian maestro conducting symphonies. Martin Zubimendi, the Spanish surgeon slicing through opposition lines. 3 world-class operators, 3 different profiles. 3 reasons why Arsenal's engine room is now unbreakable. And the attack? Pure venom. Bukayo Saka's pace and precision down the right. Gabriel Martinelli's relentless runs down the left. Viktor Gyökeres' predatory finishing through the middle. Noni Madueke's chaos off the bench. This isn't just a front line, it's a multi-headed hydra that adapts to destroy any defensive setup. But here's what makes this squad truly terrifying. There's no drop-off. Injury to Saka? Madueke steps in. Odegaard needs rest. Havertz can orchestrate. Rice suspended. Nurgaard brings Premier League steel. Arteta has built something unprecedented. A squad where rotation strengthens rather than weakens. Opposition managers used to target Arsenal's thin squad. Now they're facing an army. Every dynasty has its defining signings. For Arsenal, 2 names will be remembered as the moment everything changed. Martin Zubimendi didn't just join Arsenal, he chose them. Over Liverpool, over Real Madrid, over staying comfortable at Real Sociedad. Why? Because Arteta sold him a vision that Liverpool's champions couldn't match. The 26-year-old Spaniard isn't just a midfielder, he's a tempo controller. A player who sees 3 passes ahead while others are still processing the first. His arrival doesn't just improve Arsenal's midfield, it unlocks Rice and Odegaard to devastate higher up the pitch. Watch Zubimendi pick up the ball in his own half and thread impossible passes through packed defenses. Watch him press with surgical timing. Watch him turn Arsenal's engine room from good to unstoppable. Then there's Viktor Gyökeres. 54 goals in 52 games last season, but numbers tell only half the story. This is a striker who bullies center backs, creates chances from nothing, and finishes with ice-cold precision. He's the physical presence Arsenal lacked, the clinical edge that turns dominance into victories. Remember those frustrating draws where Arsenal controlled games but couldn't find the winner? That's over. Gyökeres doesn't just score goals, he scores the goals that matter. The 89th minute winners, the Champions League knockout strikes, the title deciding moments. Together, Zubimendi and Gyökeres represent more than great signings. They represent the evolution. Arsenal have spent 3 years learning how to dominate possession, create chances, and control games. Now they've added the final pieces, the midfielder who never loses the ball, and the striker who never misses the target. Opposition defenders can double team Gyökeres, Rice, and Odegaard will punish the space. Midfielders can press Arsenal high, Zubimendi will find the killer pass. These aren't just players joining a system, they're the components that complete a machine. Forget everything you think you know about Arsenal's tactics. This isn't Wenger's flowing football or Emery's chaos. This is something far more deadly, Arteta ball in its final form. The foundation is deceptively simple, but the execution is ruthless. Arsenal build in a 4-3-3 that morphs into a 3-2-5 in possession. White tucks inside, creating numerical superiority in midfield. Saka and Martinelli drift wide, stretching defenses to breaking point, and through the middle, Gyökeres pins center backs while Odegaard floats in the spaces behind. But when teams try to press high, the trap springs. Zubimendi drops deep, Rice pushes forward, and suddenly Arsenal have a 4-1-4-1 that can slice through any defensive block. One pass from the Spaniard, one run from Rice, and Arsenal are in behind before the opposition knows what hit them. The beauty lies in the automatisms. Players don't just know where to move, they know where teammates will be 3 seconds before they get there. Watch Saliba play a 40-yard diagonal to Martinelli's feet. Watch the Brazilian immediately cut inside as White overlaps. Watch Odegaard appear in the pocket as Gyökeres drags defenders away. It's not just coaching, it's choreography. Arsenal don't just press, they hunt in coordinated packs. 6 players moving as one, cutting off every passing lane, forcing errors, winning the ball back in dangerous areas. Other teams press with intensity. Arsenal press with intelligence. The result is a system that punishes every mistake, exploits every weakness, and never stops evolving. Teams prepare for Arsenal's tactics all week, then they discover Arteta prepared for their preparations. This isn't just football anymore, it's tactical warfare, and Arsenal are armed to the teeth. The Emirates Stadium used to be called quiet, sterile, a library. Those days are buried. Under Arteta, Arsenal's home has transformed into something far more sinister, a psychological weapon that breaks teams before they even touch the ball. It starts in the tunnel. Opposition players walk out to 60,000 voices screaming in unison. The sound doesn't just fill the stadium, it invades minds, plants doubt, creates fear, but it's what happens on the pitch that truly terrifies. Arsenal don't just play at home, they orchestrate chaos. Every press is amplified by the crowd, every tackle gets the Emirates rocking, every attack builds to a crescendo that shakes visiting teams to their core. Watch how opponents crumble under the pressure. Misplaced passes, panicked clearances, goalkeepers fumbling routine saves. This isn't coincidence, it's design. Arteta has weaponized home advantage like no manager before him. His players feed off the energy, growing stronger as games progress. The crowd becomes the 12th man. Pressing triggers become psychological warfare. Even elite teams arrive at the Emirates differently now. Manchester City rotate key players. Liverpool approach with defensive caution. Real Madrid know they're walking into a storm. The statistics tell the story. For nearly a year and a half, from October 2023 to February 2025, Arsenal didn't lose a single league game at home. 60,000 fans. Zero mercy. Opposition managers used to relish trips to Arsenal. Now they dread the fixture list. Because the Emirates isn't just a stadium anymore. It's a fortress where Premier League title hopes come to die. There's ambition, and then there's the rage that burns inside Arsenal's dressing room. 3 times they've finished second. 3 times they've watched rivals lift the trophy they deserved. 3 times they've been told they're not quite ready. That pain has crystallized into something dangerous, pure, unfiltered hunger. Walk into Arsenal's training ground and you feel it immediately. Every sprint is run like a final. Every drill is attacked with venom. Every mistake is met with fury, not from coaches, but from teammates who refuse to settle for almost again. Saliba screams at defenders who switch off for a second. Rice demands perfection from every pass. Odegaard's standards have become impossibly high. This isn't just preparation, it's obsession. The new signings haven't joined a team content with top 4 finishes. They've entered a pressure cooker where only perfection is acceptable. Zubimendi knew it the moment he walked through the door. There are no participation trophies here, no moral victories. No, we'll get them next time. Just an unshakable belief that this season is different because failure is no longer an option. Watch how Arsenal will celebrate goals not with relief, but with expectation. Watch how they will respond to setbacks not with panic, but with cold determination. This will be a squad forged in disappointment and hardened by criticism. Every pundit who said they'd never win the league, every rival fan who called them bottlers, every moment they came second when first was within reach. It will all become fuel, motivation that burns hotter with every match. This is the moment everything changes. Look around the Premier League. City are aging, Liverpool are evolving, Chelsea are still experimenting, United are still dreaming. Arsenal are ready. The academy graduates have matured into world-class players. The experienced heads provide championship mentality. The new signings bring the final pieces of tactical perfection. This isn't just a title challenge waiting to happen. This is a dynasty announcing its arrival. For 3 seasons, Arsenal have been the hunters chasing, clawing, fighting for respect. Now, they're the hunted and they've never been more dangerous. Every team in Europe will study Arsenal's tactics. Every transfer window will be measured against Arsenal's business. Every young player will dream of joining this revolution. The apprenticeship is over. The waiting is finished. The nearly men have become the inevitable men. And when history looks back on this moment, it won't remember the doubts or the delays. It will remember this as the season Arsenal stopped chasing greatness and started defining it. Brace yourself. The Red Revolution isn't coming. It's already here. So if you think the Premier League is ready for Arteta's final form, think again. Hit that like button if you believe Arsenal's time is now. Subscribe for more tactical breakdowns and ring the bell because this dynasty is just getting started. The waiting is over. The hunting begins now.